I'm far from it. All right, this one's probably the one that I was most excited to talk about because this is one that's definitely has a great skeleton, really loose made, one that can go all day, but just a little bit skinnier, a little bit greener. This would be one that I think we could all agree on. This one is later maturing. When you talk about later maturing, I mean this is that type of a bear that's right here. So this is one that of any of them that we've shown, this is my favorite pig that's popped up. But I want to get Blake's views and his thoughts on what he would do with this one.
Buy him. Would be the first step. The second step would be get him in a good home and then feed Sunglo. What more do you want than that,
man?
There, Nathan? No, on a serious note, that's a very good pig. I keep watching his video and then I look at Brad's face. He's in tune too. I think that this pig to me is.
I want the champions to look like that. I hope they do. I want them to look like that. Tell me the 51 state fairs you won this year. All of them.
You're such
in Puerto Rico this year.
And DC.
I do think that's a very good pig, and the best part about that pig is it's no different than what we've talked about the whole time of a later maturing one still has to learn to eat early. If you teach this pig to eat early, he has got the skeleton to support anything you throw at him. He's got a very cute head that sets ahead of a really cool cavity. I love his muscle texture and his type. So I ultimately think that this one might be able to stay on 803 a little longer, honestly, than some of them, just because his skeleton is beautiful and we can just pack some chub and some heat. Now, I'd say not a month or two. A few weeks would be great with some 18. That's a pretty good pig. I would say 18 along the way, though, with that one. Don't try to melt him down too quick. And my explanation for that would be he's not the best in his crotch, the way it sets, from behind. I would hate to suck it all out of him and then try to hit him all at once because I do think we'd have a wide walker that needed a little more shape from behind. And so I would keep your 18 on this one the majority of the time, and then as your base, and then mix in what you think, whether it be a 16 or a 811, just to let him tell you what he needs to do. But I would stick to a heavy 18 on this one.
So I like to kind of, I don't know about you guys. I saw that meme where it talked about sometimes I just sit in my barn and stare at my pigs. What I like to do is I go back to that first comment that we can't feed them twice. But what we can do is look at different livestock and say, okay, if this one doesn't turn out, what's he going to look like? Okay? If this pig doesn't turn out, he's just going to be narrow, right? I mean, that's just the truth of it. If this guy never gets enough, well, then he's just going to be a pig that we all just guessed wrong on. We loved his skeleton. We loved his look. A lot of hard things to make. At the same time, though, we don't need to. My wife is cracking me up right now. Okay, so at the same time, we don't need to hit the panic button on this animal. And so, if this is an animal, you're going to say, "Oh, you just need to go around the feeder, and we're going to throw him everything we can." We don't need to do that. I 100% agree, Blake. We're going to get this guy home and throw him on 803, and I'm going to watch. Right? So I don't know if I picked him up from a breeder, I bought him from a live sale, I picked him up in the Duncan sale parking lot, whatever it is, I don't care. Wherever I got him, somebody dropped him off. He was in a big pen. And this could be the heaviest muscle genetic animal that we've seen tonight, but he was in a pen with all the other ones. And we get him home, and 7 days from now, he's stoutest, or 14 or now, he's the head muscle one of all of them. And so the main thing is going back to Blake's original comment, let these pigs tell you where they're going to go. This guy comes in with a big appetite and he's eating 803 and his back starts to square up and his pen starts to spread. He starts to get a little denser and heavier muscle right in the seat of his pants or the lower part of his hip. I'm getting real excited about this dude real quick. If not, I'm probably at that point going, okay, I'm hoping he's got a big appetite, but I'm upping the volume of feed that I'm feeding him. This is not an animal getting any kind of fillers to. He's not getting any kind of stuffed or full tank or anything like that, because right now this dude just needs groceries and time. And so we sell you those and you can have the other one. And so I would feed this guy a high concentration approach to start with and see how he responds. And if he does it all, that's going to be a very good pig.